All right, I am so fired up to shoot this this particular video. So much so that this is my second time shooting it, because yesterday when I did it, nothing recorded. But this video is going to be all about what it's like to live in West Boynton Beach. I'm going to showcase the West Boynton area, specifically the enclave of homes that are the canyon communities, Canyon Trails, which is where I live, Canyon Lakes, Canyon Isles, Canyon Springs. But I'm also going to showcase the area around that and what it's really like to live here. So last week I made a commitment that in 2022 I will create content that is more valuable, more immersive, that really shows what it's like to live somewhere. And this is the fulfillment of the beginning of the fulfillment of that commitment. So you can expect to see a lot more videos similar to this. And if there's a particular area you'd like me to cover, then please leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will get on that as soon as I possibly can. But that being said, I want to send a shout out to our clients who met with us over the holidays, to Mike and Tina and their incredible family. They came down. We did this tour in person, and they actually were the ones who said to me, "Hey Chris, if you could do this tour online, it would be incredibly valuable." So that's what this is. Away we go. I'm putting on my seatbelt. Thank you for that little nudge, Mike and Karen, and hopefully I don't spill this water all over myself. All right, did not blow up in my face. And away we go. All right, so I'm pulling out of my driveway, and it is super bright out. It is 83 degrees. It is January. I don't know what date it is, but whoa. Let me make sure this is tight. We're good enough. All right, so I am in Canyon Trails, and this is my street that I live on. And one of the great things about living in the canyons is that it is incredibly family oriented. It's 4 o'clock right now, 83 degrees. It was a little bit cooler this morning, and there was just an abundance of people outside walking, riding their bikes, golf carts. I mean, it's a very social and friendly neighborhood. So there's all kinds of activity, right? It's a very active lifestyle. I'm hoping that as we go on this tour, you can see that, but just trust me when I tell you that it's true. So let's see here. Can I angle this a bit? And I don't know if you can see those lakes. One of the questions that a lot of people have, and there are lakes within the communities, these lakes are not natural lakes, they're man-made. Oh, here we go. We got somebody jogging down the street with no shirt on. Go get some, sir. He's getting after it. Gotta love that. But proof positive. And I don't know if you saw that kid hanging out on a skateboard right there. There's a ton of activity at the clubhouse. I'm gonna circle back to this at some point here momentarily, but I want to give you just a quick drive through of the community, and then I'll go into more detail about what the GL communities look like. And this is useful because GL is the builder that developed most of the communities that are out here in West Boynton and West Delray, and they continue to develop. So they're in the process right now of building out. Hopefully that sun isn't too bad of a glare, but we'll turn. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so GL developed most of the areas, the communities that exist in West Delray, in West Boynton, in West Boca, and then also in certain areas of West Lake Worth. But you've got an abundance of newer communities that have been built specifically, they've been planned specifically for families to come in, thrive, and be happy. And it's an incredible place to live. Now, full disclosure, when I first moved here, which is going back, let's call it 10 years ago, this area was very different looking. The communities were built out and they were super nice, but as far as the area surrounding it, there wasn't much to do. All of this land at one point was agricultural land, and and now it's not, right? So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. On the left of me, you've got a new ballpark that's being developed and will open soon. To the right, you've got agricultural fields that are in the process of being sold off and developed. And that will most likely be, I think some of it is labeled as a preserve, but part of it will at some point be developed. And full disclosure, we have been fighting, or we fought the municipality to ensure that it wasn't something we didn't want as homeowners. But at some point that's going to be developed, and it is what it is. But to the right of me is a big undeveloped parcel of land, and that will be the new middle school. And that's going to be an incredible school. It will be called Sunset Palms Middle. It will be exceptional. And the elementary school is right next to that, which is Sunset Palms Elementary, which is an incredible school. It is the best elementary in Palm Beach County. That's not my opinion. That's how it's ranked. Now, you will see there are soccer fields. This is Canyon Municipal Park, and you can see there are kids out there playing soccer. This is super cool because, again, this is less than a mile from my house. You can drive up here, watch your kids play soccer, coach your kids' teams, whatever that is. And there's going to be an abundance of new fields that are opening up here soon, which is great because then you can coach more sports and watch more sports and participate in a lot of cool recreational activities with your kids. All right, so I made a right into the Canyon Town Center shopping complex, and I went in the back way, which is probably less aesthetically pleasing than the front, but nonetheless, this is the way we're going, and you can enjoy my tour. But in this shopping complex is everything. So you've got Allstate, I'm just reading them off right now. You've got a Panera, Allstate, dry cleaner, post office, a couple other things that I missed. A Japanese ice cream place, which is kind of unusual, but it's actually really good. There's a Verizon, a karate studio, a hair studio, a massive Publix. There's healthcare in here, banking, and a partridge in a pear tree. Everything that you could possibly want is in here, which is great. It's super convenient. This is where we go to shop. There's Chick-fil-A, a Starbucks, and if you were here in person, I'd probably be meeting you, and you wanted to tour this area, we'd probably be meeting at this Starbucks. Debating whether I'm going to stop and get myself a coffee, but given I've got this bang energy, I'm probably not going to do that, and I don't feel like you guys want to watch that anyway. What else is here? We got a Sushi Yama, which is incredible sushi, and all of this stuff delivers, which is great, but again, it's right around the corner. They just opened up this souvlaki grill, which is pretty cool. And what else do we have in here? We've got a hair cuttery, we've got a Massage Envy, Burn Fitness, an Italian place over here, which is, it's pretty good, but I will tell you, it is not the best pizza around. If you want the best pizza around, you have to order from, or you have to go visit Mamma Mia's Trattoria, and it is, that's really good. It is New York style pizza. It is great. You got a Conti studio. Shout out to Rich Conti. Incredible place to go get your hair done. Orthodontist, children's shoe store. Then over here to your left is the, let me see if I can get this, is the, what is it called? The Learning Experience. And great daycare. My kids went there for a short period of time, and then we opted to go to the King's Academy Preschool, which has since closed down after the pandemic started. But it was a great school, and the King's Academy is an exceptional school, but their main campus is too far away, so it's not geographically desirable for us, although they do have buses that go into the community. If we were to make it, so I'm right now on Lyons Road. I am headed to Boynton Beach Road and, or Boynton Beach Boulevard, excuse me. And then, hopefully I don't get my myself into an accident here because I'm paying attention to the camera, not the road. But across the way from the shopping center, you'll see there's another massive shopping center. And in there's everything: Winn-Dixie, Pollo Tropical, PetSmart, what is it, BurgerFi. There's a mattress store. There's a bunch of hair studios, nail. There's a acai bowl place, which is incredible. The reason I'm coming back up this road is I want to show you exactly where Sunset Palms Elementary is, and I'm hoping. Last time I did this tour, when the video content did not record, I was actually able to drive in. I'm assuming that the gates are going to be closed because it's the weekend, and you can see they're doing some road construction. They're widening the lanes. They're building out the infrastructure to support the development that's happening here. What you may see in the background there is, and I don't know if you can kind of see it. That bridge there, that is the entrance to the Turnpike, and why that's convenient is if you must commute to go to work, the Turnpike is going to be your fastest option, and that will take you, boom, you're right at the Palm Beach International Airport is 20 to 30 minutes away. I think this is going to be closed, unfortunately. So the entrance to the elementary school is closed, but that's okay. I will link a playlist. I'll link a playlist, but I'll get back to that. To our right, that's exactly where the middle school will be, and that's going to be great. So the con of living here, I think for a lot of people, is the perception that the middle school is not as good as the elementary school. And what I can tell you is, now I don't know, my kids aren't in middle school, so I can't tell you my experience on that. But what I will say is a lot of people do opt to go private, and the solution obviously is going to be this new middle school, and that should be done within the next year. But I don't want to nail myself to the cross on that because I believe it should have already broken ground. Due to the pandemic, the shortages, the bottlenecks, and all the crap that went on, I think they're delayed in their groundbreaking, but that will be up soon. I can tell you from firsthand experience of watching these, when I'm passing Canyon Lakes on my right, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm passing that because I want to show you canyon trails. Now, I'm going to take you through two of the canyons. I'm not going to take you through all of them. There's a reason for that. They're all very similar. They're laid out very similar, very similarly. The only difference being Canyon Trails is the newest. I believe the first canyon development was built in 2005. And all right, so that's the main difference, right? There's some more mature trees. They're a little bit older homes, but most of the older homes have been upgraded and redone, and they're awesome, right? It's a great place to live. So this is the main entrance to Canyon Trails. It is very nice. It is very ornate. It's really pretty and impressive to drive in here, in my opinion. To your right, and I got to do this quickly. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. There's a structure. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a structure. There's a parking lot next to it, and that is the school bus pickup and drop off. And so what's great about that is kids can go ride their bike there, lock up their bike. They're still within the community, and then wait for the bus. Now, separate to that, a lot of people will drop their kids off. They'll wait in the parking lot. Kids will walk. I mean, it's totally safe. It's totally covered. And so if there's inclement weather or whatever, they're covered. But it's always, in the morning, there's always going to be a little crowd there of kids and parents and whatnot getting in. And full disclosure, that car line going to Sunset Palms is typically a nightmare in the morning and the afternoon. It's great that they're opening up some of the road space to ease that a little bit, but car line always sucks. I don't care where you live. It's just the way it goes. I don't know if you can see all these people walking. Got a family walking, pushing their kiddo in their little car thingy, and then walking their dog. That gazebo that I just passed, I love. We'll ride our bikes up to it, and I'm actually taking you to the second house that we lived in the canyons, and I know I'm talking fast and I'm all over the place here, but I'm trying to pack in a lot of content. So this is the first phase of the development of the canyons, and right now we're in a section that I think, scratch that, this is not the first phase. I think this is the second phase. I'm not sure what phase it is, but what I want to highlight is there are different sections within each of these communities that were built out with different price points in mind. So there are some homes that, I don't know if you can see this, that's the home we used to live in. And what's cool about that is because it is on a curve, hello, because it's on a curve, it gives you the appearance of a lot more land as you drive up to it. It was not our land, it was our neighbors. Or it's not land, it's our yard. And then the side yard next to it. So we had this huge pie-shaped lot that appeared to be ours, but it was really cool when you drove in because it seemed like you had this incredibly big front yard, and it looks can be deceiving. It really wasn't that. So there are homes within the community that are estate style that have more land, and I'll show you that here momentarily, and there's some that are closer. Those prices reflect that, or they did when they when they originally sold out the community, right? That being said, there's not a lot of inventory for sale in any of the canyons. Right now there's only 5 homes that are for sale in totality, and the most inexpensive of those homes is $875. They go all the way up to $2 million. Actually, they were cute. They listed it at 1.99999. But the market has gone bananas, as everyone knows, and there's tremendous demand in here. So the homes that are listed in here sell very quickly. There's tremendous demand to live in here for all the reasons that I've just highlighted. It's a super place to come in and instantly feel like you're home. And so, let's stay in your lane, partner. So Halloween, I'm going to use that as an example. During Halloween, and this is, maybe that's a better view. Halloween was incredible in here, and all the holidays are incredible. What's really cool is they'll do like house decorating contests, and shout out to my main man, Matt Gambino, who recently moved here from New Jersey and relocated, brought his whole family. He went on the same tour that we're going on now, and within like 5 minutes of being in the community, he's like, I must live here, find me a house, and we were able to do that. We were actually able to get him an off-market property and get him a hell of a deal, but I don't want to talk about that because getting deals in this market is next to impossible. Now, all that being said, we just went through the first phase of development in the community. I'm going to drive up to the clubhouse so you can see what that's like. And one of the great things about being in a GL community is they do these incredible resort style amenities. And a lot of people who are shopping from out of the area who aren't familiar, they want to live the country club lifestyle. They don't want to pay the country club fees and dues that are associated with that, and neither do I. The great thing about being in this particular community is you get a lot of them. There's no golf course, so you don't get that privilege, but you do have outdoor basketball. You've got 2 tennis courts. You've got a pavilion over there that's covered for they'll do like birthday parties and stuff there. There's a giant covered playground, which is really cool. Then you've got this big interior complex that's got a gym, indoor basketball, men and women's locker rooms. You can see all the kids' bikes, which is pretty cool. There's a property manager that's on site. There's a yoga studio. There's a game room with air hockey and video games. And then there's a big, great room where they'll have card night and movie nights, social functions, things like that. Look at that nice couple walking, and that young man walking or young lady walking her dog. Oh, I know her. Right? Walking her poodle. That poodle and my dog, they get after it every time they see each other. But behind that complex is a massive pool, which is great. There's a see, I wasn't kidding about people walking. In fact, I bet that's my wife. I will wave. Hello. She seems less than enthused. All right, so I am turning down the road, Cantabria Falls Drive, and I'm doing this on purpose. One, to show you the first house that we lived in, but two, to show you some of the closer homes that were built with 0 lot lines, and these were considered the more affordable option when they first launched the community. But they're a little bit closer. So if you're not from the area and you hear 0 lot line, if you're looking for, that is where we used to live. But if you have the expectation of having a lot of land, the truth is that in most of these developments, there's just not a lot of land. They were developed, trying to max out the highest and best use of the land. So a lot of these homes are 0 lot line, which means you're close to your neighbor. The back of the property, you don't know that your neighbor's even there. So they're built out in a way where there's privacy. It's totally doable to put up a privacy hedge. A lot of people have them. It's bright, so I'm gonna put my glasses on. But that's oh boy, we're still live. Gotta love it. I'm not gonna even edit that out. Let's see if I can keep this puppy on here. Don't. I'm trusting you. Thing. Come on, stay on. It says locked. Is it locked? It's locked. All right. Hopefully that will stay. We good? I hope so. All right, we're back. We're better than ever. I'm gonna try. We're not back. We're not back. We're not better than ever. Okay, now we are. I'm just gonna have to hold this thing. Okay, so minor technical glitch there. Let me see if I can zoom. I got my back. I'm a mess. Got my rear view. Let me adjust that again. Try to move this over a little bit. Show you. Don't hit the biker. All right. So, away we go. I'm going to zoom out. There you go. That's the view I was looking for. Now, I don't know if I'm just pick this thing up since it's barely working. So this circle, Mantova Bay Circle, is really cool to go walking on. We see a bunch of people. Jeez. Don't crash. Don't crash, Chris. Hello. Yeah, that's right. Driving, distracted driving. So what you'll notice is, and that's Matt's house. What you might notice is that the homes are similar, right? So there is a continuity of look within the community, and you do have, a lot of people will ask, well, can we do modifications to the home or anything like that? The answer is yes. As long as you run through, well, one, any place that you're looking to move that has an HOA, you want to be very clear about what their rules, what their regulations are, and know that you're going to have to adhere to whatever they are. If you don't, you will be fined. And if you are a flagrant violator, they could at some point put a lien on your house and force you to move. That can happen. In fact, I can think of one instance where that was the case, and there was basically a psycho who lived here, and he was a very sad story. But there, let's just say drugs were involved, and it didn't look good. So let me say it differently. If your intent is to operate a meth lab out of your garage, that's not going to be tolerated. But for the most part, if you want to do something to your house, it's not a big deal. You do have to run it through the HOA, and in most cases, it is approved. But you can't paint your house green. If that's something that you want to do, then you don't want to be in an HOA. All right, what did I want to highlight? Yeah, so I showed the 0 lot line homes, so you have a feel for what that looks like. And we drove through part of the estate section. I'm going to drive down my street to show you what that looks like. And it's great. You know, we love living here, and it is incredibly welcoming. It is incredibly friendly. Oh, I started talking about the holidays, and I got off track. I don't even remember what I said. So I will review it. So the holidays here are fantastic. On Halloween, this whole neighborhood shuts down, right? You cannot get in here. It's impossible to, I mean, driving a car is just not smart. I mean, there's kids everywhere, families everywhere. We live on a cul-de-sac. I left the garage door open. We'll do another pass. But you can't see anything due to the lighting. Okay, now you can. So this is our home. Now, great home, right? The front yard is small. The driveway is small. When I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, one of the things I loved about the homes is that they had these big circular driveways. They had a lot more land when they were developing back then. So when we moved here from New Jersey, it was like a dream to me because we had citrus trees in our front yard. We had orange trees, grapefruit trees, and I'd go out there and pick them, and it was so much fun. We'd make fresh squeezed orange juice and stuff like that. That doesn't really exist out here. Not saying that it doesn't exist anywhere, but in these communities, that doesn't exist. There's not the space for it. But what's cool about the estate homes is that what you couldn't see in my backyard off of this video is that it's a massive backyard. So we've got a pool. It's paved out with travertine pavers, and it's really great to socialize, relax, hang out with the kids. We've got a trampoline. We've got a home garden, and we've got space to. At one point, we had a swing set up, which deteriorated, and we got rid of. But there's plenty of room for you to go out there and really, have your dream backyard if it's not already in place. We've got another client who's out there. They're in the process of putting in a stone pizza oven so they can make their coal-fired pizza or whatever it is, wood flame pizza. But you can do all those things. So that's let me move this angle. And that structure there was what I was referencing before as the school bus drop off or pickup area. And now we are going to go through the back end of one of the canyons. I'm going to take you to Lyons Road and showcase a little bit more of the community. Come on, man. I'm a mess. This is unwatchable content. I hope it's not unwatchable. But I'm not editing it, so this is going to be the real deal, raw. All right, so you can see these, the entire neighborhoods, all the neighborhoods are connected with walking paths. On Lyons Road, which we're not on, this is Acme Dairy. This is the main entrance to Canyon Trails, the main and only entrance to Canyon Trails. The rest of the canyons have exits, although you can enter them too, from Acme Dairy, and then they have their main entrance, which are more ornate and very impressive. There's also typically longer lines to get in there. But this is the back end of Canyon Isles. All right, so let's see if I can give myself some relief here, and maybe this will stay better. All right. Okay. I'm really hoping that stays.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Canyon Isles. Please insert your driver's license into the scanner. Do not insert cracked, taped, or broken IDs into the scanner. An agent will be with you momentarily.
So they're very secure communities. It is one of the benefits of living here. Damn it. Are you having fun yet?
Name or address?
I'm going to see Danielle Igoe. I'm on her list. Same last name.
Caution, have a good one.
Thank you. All right, so away we go. Oh, and the person behind me, are they going to try to follow me? All right, we are back. And now we're going through Canyon Isles. Okay. So it is, again, it's sunset, or it's getting to be sunset. So the sun is an obstacle in front of us. We are headed west, which is why the sun is setting in that direction. Gives us a little bit of glare. But one of the things I love about living here is that we're so close to the beach. So in the morning, I go to the beach. Not every morning. I try to go as often as I can, but I like to watch the sunrise, and it takes me less than 15 minutes to get to the beach in the morning. In the evening, on like a perfect day, I'll go out to Arthur R. Marshall Waxahachie State Park, which is behind Bedner Farms, and I'll watch the sunset. I'll bring the family with me, bring the dog. We'll check out some gators. Maybe we'll go fishing. And then on the way back, we'll stop at the farm, pick up some produce, and then go home and have an incredible evening. And so it's awesome to be out here, right? And now what I did share about earlier is when I first moved here, there wasn't a whole lot around. That's not true now. So what's cool is that they built up Delray Marketplace. Now, I think I said earlier I would showcase playlists of these areas. I will include them when I do edit this video. So if you're interested in learning about what it's like in these subdivisions, besides just driving through the way I'm doing it now, you can check out those videos, and I got tons of content like that. Figure this. That's the main entrance. And again, all of these communities are built out similarly. Nobody wants to see my hand. But they're all similar. So like they're making space for kids and school buses and everything like that. Now I'm headed to Lyons Road, right? In front of us is agricultural land, and that is supposed to be actually, I'm going to go right for a second. That's supposed to be a preserve. That's supposed to be an agricultural, can't speak, agricultural preserve. And GL right now is in the process of trying to make a deal with the county to swap out that preserve land with some land that they bought out northwest of us. And there's a hearing about that, and so there's part of me that doesn't, actually there's a huge part of me that doesn't want that to happen, because I think we've developed enough out here. But reality is that money talks and bullshit walks. So I suspect at some point that's going to be developed. And you can see to our right, hopefully, you've got Canyon Lakes. To our left, you've got Valencia Preserve, and that's a 55 plus community that is really nice too, also built out by GL. So right now we are headed We are headed north on Lyons, which is going to take us back to the Canyon Town Center. I am going to, the reason I'm taking you back this way was, one, to show you another entrance to the canyon, but two, to show you our proximity to the high school that exists out here, as well as the hospital that's out here. And then I'm going to loop us back, take us to Delray, and then we'll wrap this up. But what you should get a sense of is it's very close. There's a lot of resources and parks and community at your... nobody wants to see my hand. I keep adjusting this with the wrong hand because I'm holding the the thing in place with my other hand and trying to drive and not cause an accident. So, all right, so we are now on Lyons. We are back to Boynton Beach Boulevard. You can see there's a Wawa gas station, and behind that is the shopping center that I already told you about. If we were to keep on this road, you would have Cobblestone Commons on your right. After that, you would have Palmettos development, and then to the left of that, you would have... to the left of that, actually, right past Palmettos, home development is a race track, which I think may be called Palmettos. I'm not 100% sure of the name of it. The name escapes me as we speak, but it is a equestrian training center that is elite. I mean, that's where a lot of the trainers go. But not to be confused with Wellington. Wellington is the horse capital of the world. That's where that's the epicenter of it. But to our right, you're going to see Somerset Palms Academy. Did I get that right? Maybe it's just Somerset Academy. I threw in an extra Palms just for good measure. But there you go. Somerset Canyons Charter School. And then next to that is Boynton Beach Community Church. And then after that is the hospital, Bethesda West. And then if we were to keep going, which I'm not going to, is 441, which will take you north and south, basically anywhere you want to go. But I'm going to loop us back. I'm doing that intentionally. What you might be... I'm going to see if I can zoom in here. So I don't know if you can see that little hole in the wall. Well, it's not a hole in the wall, but that little structure there is a quickie food mart type place, and in there you would never think this, but there's some incredible Chinese food in there too. Most people are afraid to eat there. I am not one of them. I took the risk, and I will tell you, it is pretty darn good. That's if you're looking for a hole-in-the-wall Chinese place. But if you're looking for the best Chinese food, it's probably not there. We love Silver Pond, which is a hike. It's in, I want to call it Lauderdale Lakes, and that is where you will find authentic Chinese food. That is where real Chinese people go to eat Chinese food. It is phenomenal. But we like the Peking Duck House. There's a bunch of Chinese restaurants here that are good, but if you're looking for the best, it's a little bit of a hike. There's some great places in Boca too. Honestly, the Chinese food out here is adequate, but if I'm looking for something real deal, authentic, if I'm looking to have real Peking duck, then you got to go for a little ride. But the pizza is off the chain. It is New York quality, and the big recommendations, as I think I mentioned before, is Joseph's Italian Market, which we're going to drive by. And then also Mamma Mia Trattoria. Or Trattoria. Is it Trattoria or Trattoria? I don't know. I should know. I'm Irish and Italian, but mostly Irish. Hence the red hair and freckles. But all right, we're keeping on trucking. Let's see here. What did I cover? What did I not cover? So you can see how pretty it is. I walk these paths all the time. I used to, when I was heavy into training for triathlons, I would ride my bike up to the place that we're driving to, and it's just too dangerous. You can see the volume of cars on the road, and then you can see idiots like me that are trying to record content and halfway distracted. So Probably not a best practice to be driving on the road. Let's see. To our left, you got Canyon Lakes again. To your right, you've got Valencia. And again, that's a 55. Oh, Valencia Preserve, excuse me. There's another Valencia, which is in a different location, in a different price point. All right, so we're trucking on down Lyons Road. We are now headed south into Delray Beach. On our right is the agricultural preserve or reserve that I referenced. And again, that's going to be developed at some point. I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. I hope it doesn't, but you can expect that at some point that's what's going to happen. All right, let's see here. To our left, we've got Canyon Isles, which is what we drove through. I mentioned the traffic going in. You saw all those cars. Not fun if you're in a hurry. But we're going to continue on. And again, I will make lots more content like this so you can get a sense of what the area is really like. I hope you find it valuable. And if you do, please let me know. And if there's an area that you want to check out, please let me know what that is, and we will get on it as soon as we can. All right, now to our left, let me see if we can get that in there. You got Canyon Springs. I'm afraid to wiggle this mount much more because getting it remounted is not proven as easy as I'd like it to be. Let's see if I can mess with this angle. Go wide. All right, so I'm going a little bit wider. Now we're driving into a area. We're still in Boynton, but we'll soon be in Delray. But GL has built out some incredible 55-plus luxury communities, active adult communities that are Valencia Cove. It's super nice, but you got to be 55 and up. And a lot of snowbirds in there. I mean, there's a lot of snowbirds everywhere in Florida, but that is a premium place to live. Very nice. I sold the house in there relatively recently, and there's a sense of community and family that exists here that it exists in lots of subdivisions. I'm obviously partial to the canyons because I've got that experience, but everybody is welcoming and friendly. People fit right in very quickly, acclimate very quickly. To our right, you've got Valencia Sound. To our left, you've got Valencia Bay. Both really nice 55-plus communities. Ultra premium, ultra luxury. And we're going to continue to see more of that as we go into Delray Beach. Now, we're in West Delray. We're going into West Delray. So we were in West Boynton. We're now entering West Delray. You're seeing lots of agricultural land. Again, not for long. But this is what it used to look like when, 10 years ago. Certainly 20 years ago. This is what all of this area looked like. And, as Broward got more saturated and more expensive, people started to move north. And so Boca is fully developed, although GL is in the process of rolling out a new community there. They'll open up the lottery for that, I believe, early spring. And that will be, that's going to be, here's a guy riding. Oh, we got a triathlete, I think, or at least a biker. No, that's not a road bike. Well, it is a road bike. It's not a tri-bike. But that was me. And buddy, you should be on your trainer in your garage. I used to have a trainer in my garage, and I made it so hot in there to really try to acclimate to inclement heat conditions. And it was so painful to train. I would do hundreds of miles on the bike in there and sweat like crazy. I called it the hurt locker. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so GL's developing this community on Lyons Road and Glades. It used to be, well, it still is, was the municipal, Boca Municipal Golf course. GL acquired the rights, purchased it, and they're developing it. And that's going to, again, the lottery to have the ability to select a lot in there. I expect will open up again early spring. It's probably somewhere between 12 and 14 months till you actually take delivery of your home once they get the ball rolling. But it's going to be super nice. It will be similar homes to what's available. Well, nothing's available anymore in Lotus, but it will be homes similar to what they developed in Lotus. So if you're interested in checking out what those homes might look like, if you went to the Lotus site, you will find them. But if you're interested in getting registered for that lottery, let me know, because I've got contacts at GL, and I will get you all hooked up. All right, so to our right, this is Delray Marketplace, and I didn't even talk about the Amphitheater at the Canyon Town Center, but I will talk about the Amphitheater here, and just know that one exists over in the canyons too. And what's cool about the amphitheaters is they'll have concerts, they'll have movies, they'll have events that are there, and it's a lot of fun. So you can just drive your golf cart up, or ride a bike, or however you want to get there. Drive. You can see there's all kinds of restaurants, all kinds of activity. There's a movie theater here, a bowling alley, lots of people, obviously. Should probably pay attention. But all kinds of retail, all kinds of restaurants, a great taco shop. You got Boynton Beach. There's lively happy hours, live music, people eating outside, people enjoying the freedom of Florida, and maxing out South Florida living to its fullest. There's also a Lucille's barbecue that I would implore you to try, because it is phenomenal. And then let me go wide here with this shot. But it's all kinds of people. It's super pretty. There's a Publix here. There's an amphitheater behind that, which I'll circle back to. But some people have an aversion to being quote unquote out west, because they think they're going to be alone on Hope Island. There is no Hope Island. There's just the Hope Peninsula, and it's called Florida. But there's no really... within Palm Beach County, within Broward County, there's really no place that's all that, although it may be west, it may be closer to the Everglades, there's no place that's that far away from the beach. There's no place that's not relatively close to a vibrant social atmosphere. This complex was super convenient, because prior to this, if you wanted to go anywhere fun, you'd have to drive down to East Delray, which I still encourage everybody to do, because downtown Delray is incredible, and there's just an energy, a vibe. That coastal community is phenomenal. I've done all kinds of video about that too, so I'll link those playlists so you can check them out. But please check them out. And if for some reason, I'm only allowed 5 cards to attach to this video. If I run out of that space, then just look in the links below, or look in the playlist section of this channel, and you'll find a robust array of content, because I've done lots of content about what it's like to live in these areas. All right, we're gonna keep on trucking. Experience the frustration of snowbirds that drive here. I'm just kidding, playing with you. Love you, snowbirds. Mwah. All right, so you can see there's a Boynton Beach. I love that place. Behind that is the amphitheater. It looks like they've got an event going on now. The Pagoda. Whoa, I threw in a vowel there somewhere. The Pagoda restaurant I've not been to, but it looks good. And Dos Amigos Tacos. I've never eaten there yet, but I want to. And then it'll be called Tres Amigos, because I'll be there. But I suspect they're good, because they are got a big crowd out there. All right. We are going to keep on trucking. I'm going to change this angle, or this view. Land for sale right in front of us. That land is for sale. And at one point, I thought I had a buyer for that land for sale, but that that did not materialize. But if you're looking for 35 acres in West Delray, holler at your boy. I'm ready to go. Get you the best deal possible. Okay, if we were to continue down this road, we would then be in, further into Delray, but then into Boca, and you would find Seven Bridges, Boca Bridges, Lotus, and eventually a bunch of other communities too. Very nice. I'll do another video that showcases those areas, and I'll drive you through there too, so you get the sense, get a feel for what. Come on now. We're so close, but yet so far. But you'll get a sense of what it's like to live there too. And this shopping center that I'm driving by now, that's the Joseph's Classic Market that I referenced. Don't go in there hungry. That is always a mistake. The pizza is phenomenal. The bread is phenomenal. The pastries, incredible. It is a real Italian market, and anything you'd ever want to eat Italian exists there. So 2 thumbs up, although I can't put my thumbs up because I'm trying to get this content. All right, now we're headed east on Atlantic Avenue, and if we kept going down this road, we would eventually end up at the beach, right in the heart of Delray. Let's call it 30 minutes away, depending on traffic. It could be worse, but the congestion as you get into downtown is bad, especially now during the season. So tack on some extra time for that commute. But again, the great thing about living here is you've got easy access to the Turnpike, which is going to take you down to Fort Lauderdale very quickly, take you down to Miami relatively quickly. It's a straight shot, call it about an hour tops. You got access to the Hard Rock Casino. Again, it's 35-40 minutes away. You've got West Palm, 30-40 minutes away, depending on where you're going in traffic. I'm looping back onto the Turnpike. Actually, I'll keep recording because this is going to take us right back to where we started, and Boynton Beach Boulevard. So let's see. What did I cover? What did I want to say that I didn't? I think I covered a lot. So you've got access to everything you would ever want, and to be clear, there's tremendous demand if you want to live out in this area. There is very little inventory of homes for sale, and I don't say that to create a let's see. Watch the road, Chris. All right, I'm watching the road now. I'm actually going to cut this short because I am getting onto a major highway, and this is probably not smart. But I hope you appreciated this content. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, please like it. Let me know. Let me know if there's any area you want me to cover. And as always, if you're new to the channel, then you're probably saying, who is this guy? But my name is Chris Igoe. I am a full-time, full-service realtor with an all-star team that services all of South Florida, and we would love to help you in any way we can. So if there's anything we can do, please reach out. You can hit me up directly on the number that will be on the screen here momentarily, or you can opt in for our free city/relocation guide, which is it's an incredible resource. So if you would, I will link that up here or there, and you can download it. It's going to tell you about every city in South Florida, and we want you to know all of the information so that you can make the best decision for yourself and your family. So that is it. This is my West Boynton tour concluding, and until next time, peace.